Every banned childhood cartoon episode and why they hid them. Peppa Pig. Mr. Skinnylegs. You're 5 years old in Australia watching Peppa Pig pick up a spider and name it Mr. Skinnylegs. Peppa's dad tells her spiders are very small and can't hurt you. Cute, right? Except Australia is home to the Sydney funnel web, the redback, and roughly 2,000 other spider species that can absolutely hurt you. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation pulled this episode in 2012 after parents pointed out the obvious problem. Their kids were now picking up spiders because a cartoon pig told them it was fine. The episode still airs in every other country on Earth, just not the one continent where spiders can genuinely end you. SpongeBob SquarePants. Midlife Crustacean. Season 3, Episode 55B, aired in 2003 to zero controversy. For 18 years, this episode ran in reruns constantly. You probably watched it a dozen times without thinking twice. Mr. Krabs, feeling old, tags along with SpongeBob and Patrick for a wild night out. It escalates until they sneak into a house to steal, and this is a direct quote, panties. They raid a woman's underwear drawer. The woman turns out to be Mr. Krabs' mother. Nickelodeon quietly pulled it in 2021 during a content review. No announcement, no press release. It just vanished from streaming and rotation. You might not have even noticed it was gone. Dexter's Laboratory. Rude Removal. Cartoon Network produced this episode in 1998. It never aired. The premise? Dexter builds a machine to remove rudeness from Dee Dee. It works, but the rude versions of Dexter and Dee Dee are now separate characters, and they speak entirely in bleeped-out profanity. Every other word is censored. Creator Genndy Tartakovsky confirmed the voice actors recorded actual, uncensored swearing underneath those bleeps. The episode sat in a vault for 15 years until Adult Swim leaked it online in 2013 with Tartakovsky's blessing. You can watch it right now. It's exactly as unhinged as you'd hope. Pokémon. Electric Soldier Porygon. December 16, 1997. Episode 38 of the original Pokémon anime airs in Japan at 6:30 p.m. Roughly 4.6 million households are watching. At the 20-minute mark, Pikachu uses Thunderbolt inside a computer world, and the screen flashes red and blue at approximately 12 Hz for 4 seconds. Within minutes, 685 children are rushed to hospitals across Japan with seizures, vomiting, and temporary blindness. Some didn't recover for weeks. The episode triggered the largest mass seizure event from television in recorded history. Pokémon was yanked off the air for 4 months. The episode has never re-aired anywhere on Earth. And Porygon, who technically did nothing wrong, has never appeared in the anime again. Tiny Toon Adventures. One Beer. This one is genuinely dark. The segment aired in 1991 as part of a 3-part episode about substance abuse. Buster Bunny, Plucky Duck, and Hampton find a single beer. They drink it. They get wildly, cartoonishly drunk. Then they steal a car and drive it off a cliff. All 3 characters die on screen. You see their gravestones. The narrator asks if you've learned your lesson. Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment produced this. It was meant as a PSA, but multiple networks refused to rerun it because showing beloved characters dying from alcohol was deemed too traumatic for children. The segment was effectively buried for decades. Cow and Chicken. Buffalo Gals. This episode aired exactly once on July 15, 1998, and was immediately pulled. A biker gang called the Buffalo Gals breaks into Cow and Chicken's house. Their primary activity? Munching on the carpet. They munch carpet in every room. They challenge each other to carpet munching contests. The entire episode is one sustained, elaborate innuendo that somehow made it through Cartoon Network's Standards and Practices Department, aired on national television during a children's programming block, and was yanked within hours. Creator David Feiss has never publicly commented on how it got greenlit. Powerpuff Girls. See me, feel me, know me. Produced in 2003 for Season 5, never aired in the United States. A gnome offers to eliminate all crime in Townsville in exchange for the Powerpuff Girls' powers. He succeeds and becomes a messianic figure. Citizens worship him in sequences that directly mirror religious iconography. He rises above crowds with arms outstretched. There are crosses. There are hymns. The episode ends with his death, framed explicitly as a sacrifice. Cartoon Network blocked it from U.S. broadcast, citing the religious imagery and concerns about depicting a cult-like figure in a children's show. It aired in a handful of international markets, which is the only reason footage exists online today. Sesame Street, Episode 847. February 10, 1976. Margaret Hamilton reprises her role as the Wicked Witch of the West on Sesame Street. She terrorizes Big Bird. She threatens to turn Oscar into a tin can. The episode is designed to teach children that fears can be overcome. Instead, it traumatized them on a scale the Children's Television Workshop had never seen. The switchboard lit up. Parents called in furious. Internal testing showed children were too frightened to absorb any educational content from the episode whatsoever. The CTW locked it in their archives and never aired it again. For decades, only production stills existed. The full episode didn't surface until a partial copy leaked in 2019, 43 years later. Gargoyles, Deadly Force. Broadway, one of the Gargoyles, visits Elisa Mazza's apartment and finds her service pistol. He picks it up, spins it like a cowboy. It fires. The bullet hits Elisa in the chest. She collapses. Blood pools on the floor. This is a Disney animated series airing in 1995 on the Disney Afternoon block, a show meant for children. The episode shows a beloved character bleeding out from a gunshot wound, while another character cradles her body and sobs. It aired once. Disney pulled it immediately and blocked reruns for years. When it finally returned, the blood was digitally removed and the scene was re-edited. Creator Greg Weisman fought to keep the original version intact because he wanted children to understand that guns are not toys. Disney disagreed.